Hello there, my name is Victor Ogunyika, and you're welcome to the midweek edition of Today in the News, and of course all of those newspapers across the Federation, and looking at the major headlines everywhere.
Over 1,000 people are benefiting from free medical services provided by the FCT chapter.
Some of the Arsenal fans will very interested in this news. Arsenal Spurs Club transfer record signs Pep.
If you are a parent, chances are you're worried and have questions about just how contagious coronavirus is and whether your child could be at risk. Misinformation has cropped up across the internet since coronavirus, or COVID-19 as it's now called, began spreading. So we asked UNICEF's health experts to get us the facts. Here are 6 things they think you should know. The virus is transmitted through direct contact with respiratory droplets from an infected person and by touching surfaces that are contaminated. Tell your children to maintain at least 3 feet of distance between themselves and people who are coughing, sneezing, and have a fever. Symptoms of coronavirus can include fever, cough, and shortness of breath. In more severe cases, infection can cause pneumonia or breathing difficulties. More rarely, the disease can be fatal, but that's mainly among older people with pre-existing conditions. Wash your hands frequently for at least 20 seconds using soap and water or an alcohol-based hand rub. Cover your mouth and nose when coughing or sneezing. Use your elbow, like this, or use a tissue and then throw it in the bin immediately after. Not really. If you don't have any symptoms, there is no need to wear a mask. Hand washing is actually more important. If you're coughing or sneezing, it's advised that you wear a medical mask to help protect others. For now, there isn't enough evidence to support whether the virus is transmitted from a mother to her baby during pregnancy or what impact this might have on the baby.
Good morning, viewers. You're welcome to Vanguard Live. I'm Damilola Ogushaki, and this is Today in the News. Here we read and give in-depth analysis on stories making waves across Nigeria. And now with my lovely co-host,
Precious Chukudi.
Precious, good morning.
Good morning, Dami.
How's your week been so far?
Well, it's still the COVID-19 era, and we're still trying to see how we can come through with it. So,
Hope you didn't face a lot of traffic yesterday.
I think that the fact that the lockdown is still in place and people are still coming out in their numbers. There's traffic in some major places, so it's still affecting. And the fact that we have to still leave around 9 and stuff.
It actually affected me yesterday, but this morning I was able to escape it because I had to leave very early. But without wasting much time, let's start with the front page of Vanguard newspaper. And on the front page, we have danger ahead over COVID-19. Federal government raises alarm, says Nigerians underrating deadly nature of COVID-19. Extend closure of airports by 4 weeks. Adds no cure yet for infection. Journalists, other essential workers exempted from curfew. Lagos records 82 new cases as confirmed cases rise to 3,145. And you can see more of that on page 5 of the Vanguard newspaper. And moving on to the stories above the nameplate, we have Just Universities Teaching Hospitals sack 25 doctors amid COVID-19 pandemic. You can see more of that on page 7. And on page 14, federal government grants 2 months license fee waiver to broadcast stations. And then on page 6, woman gives birth aboard a aircraft conveying returnees from Dubai to Lagos, and you can see more of that on page 6. And then on page 7, we have PDP, APC in war of words over recovered $311 million Abacha loot. And also on page 10, we have a suspected killer of Fashoranti's daughter attempt to flee isolation center. And lastly, on the front page of the Vanguard, on page 12, we have tension in Edo Delta rivers over travelers. And you right there, we have a truckload of 84 persons intercepted in Edo sent to Rura for screening. And another 26 persons stopped on Sapele Road, also detained for tests. And still on the front page, we also have the COVID-19 updates. And the picture story here is trading activities at Ile-Epo Okeodo markets along Lagos Abeokuta Expressway yesterday, as it's a crowded market. And from the front page of Vanguard, we go over to The Nation.
And on The Nation newspaper, we have a gloomy outlook for states as federation accounts falls. Many states won't be able to pay wages from June. And also we have the figures of federal government, state and council on projections and expected as well, and targeted revenue showing on the front page of The Nation newspaper. And also we have a COVID-19 update, that's the global cases as well as cases in Nigeria and the death rate. And in the front top page of the front page, we have a 24 billion naira loss cripples aviation sector, airports to remain short. That story can be found on page 5 of The Nation newspaper. And we also have on page 25 petrol to sell for 108 naira per liter, ex-depot price reduced. That's an interesting one there. And on still page 5, we have government goes tough on breach of antivirus rules, security agents drafted. And that's all we have on The Nation. From The Nation, we move straight to The Punch.
And on the front page of The Punch, we have security agents must stop violation of interstate lockdown, says the NGF. And PTF decries dubious concealment of passengers in food trucks. Yobe governors dismisses report of Yobe governors dismisses report of state's 155 COVID-19 deaths. Woman gives birth on Dubai flight, evacuating 265 Nigerians. And you can see more of that on page 7. And also, still on the front page of The Punch, on page 11, we have Ekiti plans testing 100,000 persons before July. And trigger happy policeman shoots web designer for driver's error. And you can see more of that on page 4 and 5, and that's a very sad one. And also on page 10, we have Northern governors have resolved to stamp out Marjorie, and this is coming from El-Rufai. And also, still on pages 4 and 5, we have a vehicle kills Ogunman making video call to girlfriend. And lastly, on the front page of The Punch, we have a federal government extends ban on flights by 4 weeks. And from the front page of The Punch, we move over to Daily Trust.
And on Daily Trust, we have a major headline: doctors absconding from hospitals over COVID-19. On the riders, we have others isolated after testing positive. No PPE, no work, says health workers. And we will always make case for our members, NMA, that's Nigerian Medical Association. And we have New Pengasen warns against arbitrary sack of workers. That story can be found on page 34 of Daily Trust. And on page 7, we have over 100 people died in Yobe in 1 week. That's a sad one there. And also on page 3, we have a northern traditional rulers reject repatriation of our Marjories. And lastly, on Daily Trust, we have COVID-19, our federal government extends flight ban by 1 month.
Okay, and that is all we have on the paper review for this morning. But of course, after the break, we'll be going for a paper analysis. Here we give in-depth analysis on the stories on the front pages of the dailies across Nigeria. And so stay with us and don't go anywhere. But also, while on the break, you can always like and follow us on our social media platforms that are showing on your screen. And you can always visit our website for the stories that we report to you. And that's www.vanguardngr.com. Stay with us. We'll be back. Alright, welcome back. If you're just joining us, this is Today in the News. Here we read and give in-depth analysis on the stories making waves across Nigeria. And I'm Damilola Mushakin. I've been with my co-host,
Precious Shukudi.
Okay, right now we'll be going to the analysis segment as we have done the paper review in this first segment. And of course, we'll be starting with the top story on the front page of Vanguard, and that's danger ahead over COVID-19. Federal government raises alarm. And of course, the federal government painted a gloomy picture of what lies ahead of Nigerians following the non-adherence to safety protocols that are put in place to contain the spread of this pandemic disease, COVID-19. And they said that Nigerians are underrating deadly nature of COVID-19. Of course, there have been different pictures of going everywhere and also different videos of people not actually maintaining a social distancing. And of course, I think that's why Nigeria and the government are also raising alarm about this. And they also extended the closure of airports by 4 weeks. No cure yet for infection. The federal government announced an extension of closure of airports by 4 weeks. Its decision was based on advice and also on the facts that that there's still a lot to be done when it comes to this pandemic disease, COVID-19. However, the airports also, the traveling agencies and the flights also, they are also complaining that they are losing over 17 billion naira monthly, and that's actually a lot considering in this petition. Also, we have the journalists, other essential workers exempted from curfew. I think according to this. This actually shook a lot of people when they saw this comment that the journalists and other essential workers were actually exempted from curfew. And others, what do you think about this story, this one?
I think that for the journalists and essential workers is basically needed because people need food and all of that. Then the journalists, because some persons or out there would be wondering like, why are some people still working out late and all those kind of things. So it's just important that it's being cleared in the air so that there is a clear understanding of that fact there.
Okay, and of course, said that Lagos records 82 new cases as confirmed cases rise to 3,145, and this actually has caused a lot of alarm also for the people that now the case has risen over the 3,000 benchmark, where people were really scared of it going over. And I think this is actually telling people a lot that they need to they need to maintain the rules that were given to them and also protect themselves from getting this pandemic disease, COVID-19. Also, Precious, what other stories do you have for us?
Okay, so I have the COVID-19 suspected killers of Fashoranti's daughter attempts to flee isolation center. So one of the suspected killers of the daughter of our Afenifere leader, that's Funke Olakunrin, who is being treated for COVID-19 at the Ondo Infectious Disease Center, attempted to escape. But for the security personnel stationed at the isolation center, the suspects would have jumped the fence. And so the doctors there have also said that the suspects have attempted to, escape a couple of times, and as a result of that, they had to beef up security around that infectious center. And also, I have a federal government granted 2 months license to 2 months license fee waiver to broadcast stations, and the federal government has announced that the granting of a 2 months license for the terrestrial broadcast stations in the country by the National Broadcast Commission, NBC, are part of the effort to ease the negative effect of COVID-19 pandemic on the broadcast industry. Around this time, a lot of people are counting their losses and the fact that they have to pay staffs and everything. And then it's good to see that federal government is also looking for avenues in how to help people. And also, woman gives birth aboard aircraft conveying returnees from Dubai to Lagos. That was a very interesting one because a Nigerian lady, Mrs. Kafaya Amuson, was one of the stranded Nigerians traveling from Dubai. She was coming back and she got stranded, and she had to give birth to a baby in Dubai. But now we heard that the baby and the mother are basically doing very well. And you have more other stories?
Yes, I still have other stories on the COVID-19, and that's according to Dr. Ali. He actually said that no medication had actually been licensed for COVID-19. And I think this is taken to the fact that when you see online, a lot of people have been saying, I think I've been seeing posters of herbs that can cure COVID-19, and then different people, different rumors going around that there's a medication for curing this pandemic, this is COVID-19, but it actually came out to debunk the rumor. It debunked the rumor that no, this is not, and there's no herbal cure or anything yet to cure COVID-19. That nothing has actually been confirmed. And also, we have hundreds of medical doctors and other health workers, givers. Also, they are saying that without PPE, that they won't work. And they're really concerned about their health. And PPE actually comprises of face shields, gloves and goggles, glasses, gowns, head covers, masks, respirators, and in some cases also we have the shoe covers. But some doctors and nurses, lab technicians, among others, has also moved to COVID-19 isolation centers after they tested positive to the pandemic disease COVID-19. And we also have actually a doctor in Yobe actually said, I think in Aminu Kano teaching hospital rather, he said that the sadly thing about it is that his colleague actually contacted the disease. That's COVID-19, and actually has also transmitted it to her mother. So I think that is why a lot of them are actually absconding from the hospitals. But also, Dr. Liu said that they really love the patients and they're passionate, but they also need to care for themselves and also care for their parents and also care for their families. So that is why they're asking for PPE, and they're asking the federal government to look into this as this is what will actually help them to work.
All right, so in that's Jude's Just University Teaching Hospital sacks 25 doctors. I mean, we shouldn't be hearing that at this point where lives are involved and people really need these doctors. Even though, as of yesterday, we had reports that about 34 doctors have been also infected with COVID-19 pandemic and all that, and it's so sad to see that Just University Teaching Hospital sacks in 5 doctors, and according to them, they said they received the letters of termination without any cogent reason to back up management decision. Like, we shouldn't be sacking doctors at this point in time. We need them. And I don't know what management will be saying that maybe they can't pay or whatnot at this point in time. But then the doctors are saying they didn't tell them anything. So they just sacked them like that, which is, which they're actually crying about. And so, yeah.
Okay, lastly, also we have they said the Yobe residents that there has been a mysterious death of over 100 people in the last 1 month. So the residents are actually saying that they're actually crying and raising a lot of alarm over the deaths that has been recorded in some communities in the states. And some of the figures that are made available said that various graveyards in the state indicated that between 1st to 2nd of May 2020, that more than 100 corpses were buried across 7 graveyards. And actually, this is it's really saddening. And some of them are actually saying that some of these corpses are actually related to the pandemic. The deaths are related to the pandemic disease, that's COVID-19. And I am an health worker in Guru also said that most of those people dying are actually adults. They're actually old people, and they should please help them look into this. And some of these also includes the younger ones, youths, not just the adults, but they also include the youths, and they should help them look into this at the cause of these deaths. And also, we have the Nigerian Governors Forum. They actually stated that security agencies must live up to their responsibility by stopping violations of the ban on interstate movements. And according to Mustafa, the chairman of the PTF, he said that Nigerians, that if Nigerians continue to disregard social distancing and other guidelines released by the PTF, that there is a danger ahead, that many security agencies must live up to their responsibilities by stopping the violations of the ban of interstate movements. And some of this ban on different things, if you actually look at it, is actually to our health advantage. As we've seen people who have actually come out of this disease and are saying that people should actually maintain social distancing, and they should also keep to the roots and also to the guidelines that are going to save them from getting this pandemic disease COVID-19. Do you have all the stories, Precious?
That's basically most of the stories, going around the sack doctors, the COVID-19 and the increase. Now it's about 3,145, and every day is like we're always staying tuned to see how many cases are increasing. It just shows that people are not taking preventive measures. Each and every one of us is guilty in our own right somehow. Some people feel like the disease is not there, so that's why they don't think that they should be taking precautions. But you should be taking precautions, because when you see what's happening in the news and the papers, you see the records that keeps coming. It shows that it's no joke, And with the doctors too, I don't think the doctors will just want to lie about it, especially the fact that some of them are now they already have.
They've tested
positive. So it's not like something that is a lie. If the people who are supposed to be providing health care to are also down with the virus, it shows that it's something that even the layman should take really seriously.
I can see a lot of people actually violating the face mask. The face mask compulsory rules, and I see that not everybody is actually using the face mask. If you go to some crowded places like the markets and you just see people, you ask them, where's your face mask, and they tell you it's in my bag. It's in my bag. It's in your bag that is wearing the. As someone actually asked, is your bag the one wearing the face mask? Where's your hand sanitizer? I think we should take this thing serious, and let's obviously these things are actually for our health, actually to protect us.
Yeah, and another thing with the face masks is the fact that especially when you enter public transport, you get to see that some of these conductors, their face masks is really dirty.
Yeah.
Really, really dirty. So it's one thing to even wear a face mask. It's another thing to wear a very clean face mask. Because some people just think that, they say we should cover our face, so they can literally use any
type,
even if it's dirty, to just cover their face. It's more important to know that it's supposed to be cleaned, because that's the reason why you have to wear it. And now that we've been given the license to have Ankara face masks or cloth face mask, it means that you just need to ensure that you are washing it and sunning it and even ironing it, so that you will not have any form of germs, or you can equally kill any form of bacteria on it. So people need to also understand the fact that these things are really, really important.
And I think another thing we should also watch out for is crowded spaces. I mean, look at the front page of the Vanguard newspaper of the Ilekpo Kyoto market, and you can actually see people very close. A lot of people, their face masks are just down their faces, and you can just see them. It's like this disease is actually not working. It's not anywhere. It's not real, because people are not cautious of this. Yes, we know that a lot of people actually are going out, to end their daily needs of survival. But this is, you also have to look at this. Put your health into consideration. Your family. Okay, if you're not looking at yourself, look at your kids, your family, the people you're staying with. So these crowded spaces also, we all need to really avoid them. And even if we are there, we need to, always be with your hand sanitizer and the face masks, according to what you said. Okay, so, but before we go today, let's quickly look at what Mr. and Mrs. are saying. And Mrs. is actually the first one speaking today, and she said, come on, darling, it's been a while since you gave me cosmetic allowance. Ooh. And Mr. is actually responding. He said, what's the use of face mask? Okay, what's the use of makeup if face mask covers 3/4 of it? Besides, COVID-19 rule number 3, keep your hands free from your face. Now, I think I will ask this. Does this actually apply to it?
Okay, I would say that I realize that wearing makeup and then wearing face masks, like, sometimes it takes like part of your makeup on your face. So
yesterday I was putting on face mask, and by the time I would remove it, the whole face mask was dirty. I had to change it.
So I think that's where he's drawing his own line from, like, your face is already covered. Like,
this is not going to have this. Most of the upper face is not covered. You have to look at this thing. He doesn't want to spend his money, so he's just keeping it. And quickly, let's just look at the sports. And we have the Bundesliga gets a green light to restart May 15. And Yekini's mother cries as she receives Darius palliatives, and that's the Minister of Sports. And we have police arrest Nigerian striker for masturbation. Man United top table for ranking in cash on Instagram. Top and its squad on Instagram. And also Juventus versus Lyon set for August 8th as UEFA fixed initial dates for return of Champions League. And lastly, on the Vanguard Sports, we have AFCON title, best moment of my career. AFCON title, best moment of my career. And Eminike is the one saying this. And that is all we have on Vanguard this morning and on Today in the News. And don't forget, if you want to get more of the stories that we are reporting here, you can always visit our website at www.vanguardngr.com, and also you can always get a copy of the Vanguard newspaper. And with that is all for on Today in the News. I'm Damilola Obushaki, and I've been with my co-host
Precious Triple D.
Okay, have a nice day and enjoy the rest of your day.
Hello there, my name is Victor Oguinka, and you're welcome to the midweek edition of Today in the News, and of course all of those newspapers across the Federation, and looking at the major headlines everywhere.
Over 1,000 people are benefiting from free medical services provided by the FCT chapter.
Arsenal's first club transfer record signed Pep.